Why indices didn't move? I'm not the market maker. Assalamu alaikum. What's up, man? How are you doing? It's been a while. Let me clean the charts. How's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me? Check, check. $9.30. Let's see. Yes, okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. I want to take some longs into that high, but again, the range is not the best. And look at the HO is like heavily not correlated. Well, this one is trending higher, so gotta be a bit cautious there. Hourly on gold. Again, let's just do what we do usually daily. That's a bullish expansion day. Like, just look at that wick. Come on, look at the wick. This daily open, dropping down to 4 hour. Nothing real. We're just kind of stuck within this candle's range, which is a PSP. So I really want to frame shorts off of that candle's high, and then we can trade back into the 10 a.m. low or the 6 a.m. low. One of the two. That's what I'm really trying to do here. Looking on the hourly, hopefully it kind of closes as a C2 right here. That would be good, and then we can look for shorts. Yeah, that's really what I'm trying to do. CL and RB. RB is looking good. Like the 4 hour. Looking on the 4 hour, we have. You could classify this as a C2 in a way. It was some sort of SMT, or you can classify it as C3. And price true beyond that gap, but still respected it. And since it did, I'm priced in reverse, so the high is the target, and we're just above it. We have that 4 hour gap. I was trying to long off of this fair value gap. If you guys check, let me go ahead and trade evade, sell. So yesterday I took that L, $200. There was, where was it? There was a buy limit at 184.04, which was just around that level right here. Just at that gap. But then after like looking at that VA, I just removed it. I took a short in YM, 1 minute chart, 1036. $136. After the retest of these opposing candles, right here, and you're taking it like 1 or 2, or so you almost got a TP there, right? You got your TP already. Good stuff, man. You've been catching some really good trades, man. Like, really, really well done. I will wait for that hourly. Yes, sounds good. Good job, man. Like a really good job. Like I've been seeing the, what's his name? Real BM trades. The guy who just started showing his face. Yeah, he trades the M1 with the M15. I think you guys kind of get the same trades. And I guess I need to have like similar logo than him, so. Real inner trace, real BM trade. Targeting 4R. Okay, you trying to go for that low or what? You're trying to go for 4R, which would be where? Here? You trying to fill that gap or what? Or are you trying to go for the low? And probably got an entry like this. Let me check. Or you shoot it from the gap. Which one? You waited for the retest or the gap? The low. Okay. So you want to trade into the lows? All right. I see. I want to wait for that hourly, especially that we've been trading just high. And look at all this risk and liquidity right there. So if we get like a really clean C2 closure, that would be a good trade because really looking back in the range, green and red, this low and just near the AQ, so that would be the target. Price sell got this gap open, but it wouldn't be a problem. And we have like a really clean PSP, so and we will have probably a two-stage PSP. If this one closes bearish, look at NQ. It's like really near the high. So by the time YM is gonna open up, open high, low, open high, two-stage PSP right there, and we can take shorts. But again, this is just anticipation for me, so we gotta wait 8 more minutes. And I think NQ got the highest probability of taking out the high because look at ES is kind of really far from the high, so 3-minute. Okay, gold is closing back into that range, which is beautiful. Silver, let me just, what do we have? Price shaded above the high, which is good. And price kind of respected this gap, so a high. So this swing would be the 10 a.m. swing that was formed off of manipulation of a relative strong swing, which is not really. This is more of an inside bar and also the gap, so probably this might be the time to break lower because we've been trading within this candle's range for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. So I think it's time to break out. And again, for the current daily range, it'll be from that high to that low. But I'm not really gonna take this one. I'm gonna take that one. So yeah, I would kind of prefer to TP right there, and then might hold some runners here. But if I get like my 2R here, yeah, I would just close full. All right, 3-minute. Okay, let's wait and see. So what do we have? This inversion kind of gives a bit of confluence to the trade. And what do we have? Failure swings to the lows. So yeah, and we're just kind of near. This is the trade that I took yesterday on stream. Right there. Let me go to 3-minute because I was on the 3-minute. I took that trade. I was up here like $500. I moved my stop just below that low. Price ended up sweeping my entry, and then boom. That's why I want to trade away from sweeps. Like when we got that sweep and the change in state, another break. Price just keep respecting the invalidation levels. So yep. So I was risking like $500 here, and when I moved my stop, I lost like 200. So it's like 0.45 or like 0.4. Yeah, 0.4R loss. So it's just good management. But overall, like the direction was correct. It's just the timing wasn't. Gold, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let me see, do we have any SMTs right there? Not really. Okay. From that open high, we can get a good trade. So gold is on the watch list. Oil is a bit messy. This one is on the watch list, but I would really prefer if we have a two-stage PSP. So I would have an alert on NQ. That would be a really good confluence for price to trade above it, the high, from the open high. Then we can look for the expansion into the lows. Looking on the M3, what do we have? We do have the change in state. But again, what do I want to see? Probably I want to look for a sweep also on the lower time frame. So because just look at that opposing candle. I mean, yeah, I just want to see the sweep with a high and then a formation, a swing formation. Because whenever we get a sweep, we just see price running. Like, just look at that sweep, we'll see the run. So yeah, NQ, chopping around. drive you home? Do you let me in? Loving yours again, and I'm in love with my future. Guess I don't. And I'm in love. It's not with anybody, yeah. As I sign a diary. And I'm in. When SMT break happen and when SMT reversal happen. SMT break happens when we want to resync, when the assets are not synchronized, so the SMT breaks. That way we can resync at that relevant swing which formed the SMT. And when price causes reversal, and when we want to form a strong protected low. But you can never tell when we're gonna form a reversal SMT or the resync SMT. It all comes with context. So if you see the assets are resynced, once we put in the SMT, we don't see a reversal, then that's most like we start seeing price chopping up or just going on a sideways range or not showing really no real intent to reverse, then that's probably either that would cause some sort of retracement to then continue higher, so that SMT would be just to cause that retracement and then catch up, or it will be to hold price while the other asset catch up to the high, and then we would break that SMT for the two assets to resync, and then we will see the real move happen. I should start posting like mini lessons, I guess. Do you guys want to see me post like mini lessons and stuff? If you guys are interested, let me know. Yes, please post some kind. All right. Do you guys, what do you guys want me to start with? Do you want to like start from the foundation? What is it, C2, C3, or just directly go into the nitty gritty, like SMTs and stuff? So again, NQ is really near the high, which is a good sign that we might get a two-stage PSP. Should be something like this. So, and then we might be looking for shorts. So let's see if we form that two-stage PSP. So what do we have right here? We got that PSP formed. Since NQ is closing near the high, what's happening with that chart? And YM is closing bearish. So, and also ES, but ES like is a bit far away from the high, so NQ get the highest probability of taking out the high. When we have PSP plus SMT equals two-stage PSP, okay? So and I think that PSP also, wait, let me check. That or this PSP already shows strength switch, I guess. Yeah, this PSP already shows strength switch. Why? Because look at the high. The stronger asset traded into the high while the weaker asset did not, but the weaker asset ended up closing really strongly bullish while the stronger asset closed bearish. So we already have here that two-stage, that strength switch PSP. So let's see what we get right there. Let's see if we can get a swing formation. Come on, it's time to look for swing formations. We don't have, oh my god. I hate to trade away from this PA. Give me a clean swing, please. And I want to trade away from it. I want to trade away from it. So I just, so for now, I go right there, go to YM. Okay. So already got that change in state right there. In terms of the M5, the change in state right here, but if we just close below that inversion, that would be a good sign that price most likely is gonna trade into the lows. First, second, third. Yeah, I really want to take that trade, but just looks a bit choppy. Let's see if price is gonna close below. RB, alright. RB, I want to see the closure too. I'm gonna just go for something like this. Let's see. So we did trade into this opposing candle, which is good. CL is showing signs of weakness, and CL got a big range to expand into, which would give RB room to trade below that level and give him my 2R. Let's see, so I just gotta prepare everything right there. So create the limit. I would be risking 4, 5. Alright, I'm gonna take 5 contracts there. Once we get that closure below. YM is trying to close below too. I gotta pick one. Cannot pick two. You know, I'm gonna put RB here. No, I'm gonna put YM here. What? Alright, let's see. I just prefer another candle closure. Because this closure was like at the last second, so not something I really want to see. I want to see like a real clean intent. But hopefully, price trades above this swing. That would be an A+. PSP, 2-stage PSP, not a really 2-stage PSP, hopefully, with NQ. But yeah. Alright. RB is going for a pullback probably inside the gap. So just wait and see. Silver, and you're just playing around. Let me go to ES real quick. See what's going on. So now let's go on analysis really quickly. 4 hour. What do we have? A reversal off of previous candle's high. Target should probably be this internal gap. Looking at 3 minute. Yeah, so we're aligned now with that current 4 hour candle. So hopefully. So let's see. NQ looks cleaner to be honest, but YM is showing bearishness. So yeah, hopefully we kind of trade above these swings, one of them. Because really if you want to try to justify here, just like kind of that volume imbalance. God, that's the only thing you can justify it with. So I just want to like frame a swing off of like something that I can trust. So let's see, NQ. Come on, NQ, that's good. Come on, push. Because that would be the trigger for reversal. Let's see. Oh, RB is showing balls that it wants to trade lower. Okay. So still got the idea going on. Just put a limit, or just put an alert right there. 1 or 2. Should be right here, just below that swing, and just at that gap right there. So yeah. For RB, why I'm taking this trade? Looking for it's a bit counter trend, but and again we got these failure swings, which is a bit off, but nonetheless. I really prefer YM. Okay, RB showing balls that it wants to go lower. Okay. Take it. Let me see. Let me see. I mean, it looks nice. Yeah, I just hate this. Oh, we don't have an SMT. That's the problem. That's the only issue. Like, we got an SMT right there, but again, we don't have it with that swing. So it's still a failure swing to the high. And what happened, we kind of manipulated the low first, so that's what's kind of giving me that iffy trade. But if it plays out, it plays out. Yeah, it's just the fact that, so if this trade loses or wins, that's why I haven't taken it. The fact that these are failure swings and these are not. The high and the high haven't formed an SMT. Even though like these two highs formed an SMT, that doesn't make this one not a failure swing. It's still a failure swing because we need an SMT with the high. So yeah, come on NQ, take the high, because literally NQ would be the trigger for the push. And once it will do that, once it take out the high, I probably can trade into a high. Then we can look for shorts. Gonna M5, what's going on? We already got an M5 closure right there. Already got the retest right there. The trade, it could have been something like this, but I just don't like it. Let's see. RB, let's see if RB is gonna flip bearish. But like, if that high, that wick probably was something like this. Like, for example, if that was the wick, that would be a beautiful trade. But since it's not, then it's not a beautiful trade. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Should we go for something like this? Yeah, like YM doesn't show any intent that it wants to go to lower, right? We failed to break below the opposing candle 4 times already, so. Woohoo, RB! Let's see if RB is gonna hit TP or not. Oh, NQ started being the leading asset, okay, okay. RB is beautiful. Suppose gonna retrace back to BE. Wow. I think I'm gonna miss both trades. Look at CL, it's just dumping. Yeah, silver and gold are not doing anything, so. So price is a little bit struggling to kind of trade below that gap. Let's see. Also NQ is trading within a gap right there, so yeah. But on the hourly, there's nothing really. The gap is closed. But I just really wanted to see sweep with the highs, because this gap might be the catalyst for the sweep and then the trade back. So RB was the move. RB was beautiful. It's just the fact that this high wasn't really giving me what I wanted. Let's see. So the weaker assets is really dumping. We don't want to see an Eastern switch within the next candle, okay? Let's see. RB. I was gonna take you a 5. Damn. That's gonna be a 1K trade. So let's see what the next candle is gonna do. We want to see that next candle just trade into the objective, which would also lead RB to kind of trade into that 2-hour mark. And probably just below that lower time frame swing. So let's just wait and see what's gonna happen there. RB did end up playing out, which is good. Oh wow. YM is gonna end up playing out too. Oh wow. So yeah. The analysis was from the beginning for that trade, so yeah. RB, they did TP, but I hesitated. I hesitated a little bit to take it due to the fact that this was a failure to that swing, but yeah. A listen to the journal this would be, because now it's kind of inside, but this was a bit far away from the high, so like compared to prices to trade this distance compared to that, this is more likely to happen than this, so I should have looked at it this way, but yeah, nonetheless that was gonna be a 1K day, so YM's also it's also booming. It's also doing what it gotta do. Yeah, I would probably kind of take YM till that low, but yeah, I think both trades are gonna go without me, so this one already did. Hopefully YM is gonna be a good girl and she's gonna give me that sweep, that entry. Hopefully. So yeah, RB to R right there. Do you guys understood the logic behind this RB short? If you guys need me. Hi, what's up? What's up? Robson by Isa. What's up, buddy? So let's see. Hopefully we can get that sweep on YM, which is also good. Like kind of that candle confirmed this opposing candle, so that sweep would be beautiful. If we don't get it, then I missed the second trade. how can I learn GxT for free? Just come to the stream and, and you'll learn everything you need. We just missed this trade. Not missed, like I wanted to put the entry, but I just saw this as a failure swing to that. And yeah, just missed the 2R right there. Like it was the analysis from the beginning if you check the stream. But if you want to learn GxT, just come to the stream. And if you have any questions, just ask them. Just put them in the chat and I would be happy to answer all of your questions. So yeah, if we go to M1, we see that we have a failure to manipulate right there. So as soon as we get that closure, most likely price is gonna drive to the next relevant swing. Hopefully we form like a relative, like a bulky opposing candle. Now we take it to the next to the low. Do you stream every day? Almost. Yeah. I streamed like for this week. I streamed yesterday and also today. Yeah, I just missed Monday. I think I did not stream on Monday. I had some internet issues. I tried to run the stream, but it didn't want to, so. And I also wanted to take that short, but due to the fact that this PA was a bit rangy, I ended up not taking that trade. So the entry would have been right there, and the stop would be right here. And the TP I would TP either here or here, depending on which gives me to R. So if we go to the high swing, put in the stop just above the high, going for 2R. Like 2R is just here. But I wanted to see sweep, and I think I missed the trade. If I get a closure below, most likely I will take that trade. 21, 40, okay. But we need to also see a failure to manipulate on CL, because CL is the weakest asset. Not the really. RB is the strongest, CL is the mid asset, and HO is the weakest. So we need to say failure to manipulate also on HO. That way, we can see RB catch up to that same, like go lower to these lows, which HO already took. Okay, come on Wayne, give me that sweep and give me that entry. That's what I'm waiting for. What just happened? What? Okay. 3 minutes. Oh, YM is also just respecting that level. Let's see what's going on M1. Yeah, it's just look at these relative swings. Like look at swing here, swing here. Look at the distance. While on that one, swing, 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 swing. They're just so near each other, so I cannot trust it. Like you can trust it this swing. It was trimmed off. It was treated into a gap. It traded into an opposing candle and that changing state. Look at the distance between the high and the high, but just look here. Just not looking a bit. Do you have PDF or something? Step-by-step trading plan? Nah. Nope. But if you guys want it, I can create one if you guys want. I can go ahead and start creating one, but it might take some time, maybe like a week or something to get it ready, because it takes time to put all the info in there and just structure it in a good way. If you guys need something like this, I can do it. But like just counter stream every day, you'll see that literally the thought process behind every trade and why I took it, why I missed it, why it was an L, why it was a winner. So but you gotta be patient nowadays. Like the markets are a bit tough, to be honest. Like we're not seeing the profiles present the way we want them to, because we're trading at all-time highs. So alright, buddy. Will do, man. Will do. Let's see YM. Probably traded into that high, right? Alright, that's good. That's beautiful. So now what do we have? A clean opposing candle. And also we have a sweep. And also we have SMT right there. So that would be a really clean trade, I guess. That would be a clean trade to take. Alright, let's see. Please, bro. Of course, man. Will do. So, like, first, I need to post educational content that we can all be on the same page, and then I'll post the PDF so you guys can follow up. So HO is not really showing the failures to manipulate. So yeah, just look at that. So arbitrated into that level. HO is not showing the failure to manipulate. So most likely we're gonna trade with the weaker asset, since the weaker asset is showing the strength. So we're starting to see strength switch. We're seeing a CISD right there. So yep. NQ ES. ES is not really doing anything too. Hourly. Hopefully, and that hourly kind of closes below that level. Kind of give us that inversion. Now there would be no invalidation level, and that would only be the next PD array that would might hold price to go to the upside, because now this gap is the new invalidation level. If it gets disrespected, that would be to open at the 10 a.m. open high. So open high. We can look for shorts. I'm sorting you is 30. That's what I'm trying to trade too. That's what's on the right chart. It's right here. But I want to see the sweep and then the entry, because I don't like this range. I don't like this range. So also we got that bulky opposing candle. That would be good. The 10 a.m. Let me see the 10 a.m. It's right here. So what do we have? Open high. Now we're aligned with that daily candle, with the 4-hour candle. That would be beautiful. And we're also like we're trading really far away the daily open. They open somewhere in here. Yeah. But yeah, let's see if we get that break. Oh, look at RB. That could have been a really good exit. Just at that swing. Oh. So let me just take that off. What do we have? New invalidation level that is getting respected. We have an SMT right there with that swing. Not really. Let me see. Yeah, we have an SMT right there. That looks interesting. That looks interesting. Because if price closed, if price respects that gap and it closes a C2, then that's the next swing to target. So just wait and see. Just a game of patience. So because looking really on a 4-hour, so let's just go step by step. Daily. That's the daily open. We don't even have a bottom wick. Look at that. We don't even have a bottom wick. Price just traded above Friday's high. What's next? Monday's high. Looking on 4-hour. So price did manipulate the high of Friday. What do we see? The manipulation of the 6 a.m. high. So if we form a bearish swing, then this is a relative. This is a relative. This is a swing that caused the manipulation, because we also have the SMT right there. But if we see a bullish PD array holding, which is just before the high gets taken out. This is the new invalidation level, right? If we see a C2 SMT, then this is the failure to manipulate. So the next objective would be Thursday high, because that SMT wasn't really a reversal SMT. This was just a retracement SMT. So now let's just see if are we going to disrespect this new invalidation level or not? When do you start trading GxT and where? For like a year. And I was in the lens, so I learned it from the guy himself. All right. Let's see. So 30-minute failed to close below the gap. Let's see. Not for like here. I get from January, February, but like in the lens from October, something like this. So YM is breaking lower, okay, which is a good sign. But like the term of GxT just got popular now. I think now the hype is a lot with the GxT, but it's been teaching it back. He first dropped his course back in January or February, I don't really remember. And since then, I was trading the fractal model itself. And then when you add the profiling and everything that Garrett came up with, then yeah, it just started clicking and it made a lot of sense. That you can just trade one 4-hour candle, just frame the high of that 4-hour candle or the low, and then trade the expansion out of it. And that's all what you gotta do. Trade one 4-hour candle, just like that. The 10 a.m. 4-hour candle, you cut that expansion, the 2R. If I took that trade, the stream would be closed by now. But I did not so. Gold PA is just trash. We've just been ranging within this candle for like 1, 2, 3. An hour and a half. We've been just ranging, so. We're gonna get a clean opposing candle. A clean break, I mean. 30-minute. So now we're just trading with the anticipation that this gap might fail if we get that closure below. What do we have? I have SMT right there from a gap. So what do we have right here? A strength switch. Because look at that. That same candle is holding, while that one is not. So now price just broke that SMT, which is good. Let me go on a 3-minute. Alright, that's good. Yeah, this is what I mean with waiting for sweeps. Once we get that sweep and that change in state, then price just dumps. But I think again I'm not getting that trade. Oh my days. But I'm gonna trade from the new invalidation level. Once that new 3-minute candle closes, it'll probably form a gap, and I'm gonna trade away from that gap because that's the new invalidation level, and I'm gonna move my stop just at that candle's high. Because if that candle forms an invalidation level just within it, then there's no reason for price to trade back into the high. Because once that new invalidation level gets disrespected, most likely the trade idea is gonna be a loss. So let's just wait and see. Yeah, so the first entry was from here, but I did not like it due to the fact that we got these failure swings, so I wanted to see a sweep before entering. Once we get that sweep, you see price just run. So we got an SMT right there. We got SMT right there. So we're forming that new invalidation level, which is right there. Let's see what we have on M5. Oh! M5 formed a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful opposing candle that I did not pay attention to. Oh my days. Yeah. On M5, that could have been like a really clean entry. Not gonna lie. This was a beautiful entry. Alright, so let's not take the RB trade. And now, one hand. Alright, 4R missed on the day. It's been called from the beginning, but nonetheless. I would have just closed the 2R because that's the max I can risk. Let me just go to F5. That would be right there. Stop right there. Because I risk $500 per trade. And due to the consistency rule, the max I can make is like 1K per day, so I would probably been out by now, just at that relative swing, this swing. RB to R, YM to R, yeah. That's why I like to wait for sweeps. I didn't want to trade away from these fair swings, but again, they did get the job done. Like, if you took that trade, that could have been a beautiful 2.6R. So yeah. But like the next open objective is that low, because really looking on ES, price haven't really traded at that level, so the weaker asset. So now we see that ES started being weaker because it got to that low first, from being stronger to now being weaker, so which is good. Now YM is the leading asset to the downside, which would cause ES also to get to that low, which would drive YM to get to the next low. By the time ES gets to that low, YM would be at that low. Thank you. Yeah, Thank you is really far away from that level, so let's see. Yeah, I think I might just call it a day right there, because I might just end up forcing a trade, which is not really ideal. So yeah, once we get that log, it's taken out, so I think I might just call it a day. But it was a good day, not gonna lie. I just been a bit picky. Ended up missing the RB trade. I was about to put the limit, and I was like, oh, this is a fair. What's happening with that one? Invalid symbol. This doesn't exist. Please pick another one. What's going on? I'm not sure what's going on. I'll fix it later. So, well, I ended up not taking that trade because that was a fair swing to the high. But on hindsight, for price to trade from that swing to that open objective, you had to trade this far. But if I wanted to go back all the way up here, I had to trade this far. So the likely chance of price trading into that low compared to the high is more. So should have just left my limit right there. I was about to put it, and then I just canceled it, and it did end up going for that 2R and also for that M5 swing and YM. It was a beautiful trade. Why I took that trade? Let me just show you guys quickly why I decided to take that trade, so that you guys can learn something. We shoot above a relevant swing, and we manipulated also the 6 a.m. high. So when do we frame a reversal? Either at a 4-hour swing or irrelevant, either at a 4-hour high or at a irrelevant swing. But in that case, we had them both. We reversed off of the 6 a.m. high and also that relative swing, and we had an SMT right there. Looking on the 1 hour, we had SMT right there with a PSP, which shows a strength switch. Why? Because the stronger asset was traded into the high, closed bearish. Normally, the stronger asset is supposed to close bullish, not bearish. So the stronger asset traded above the high, closed bearish. So now, not only we have the PSP, also this is a strength switch PSP. So now that confirms the high of the 10 a.m. candle, and now we can trade the 11 a.m. candle into either the 6 a.m. low, or we can go to the 4-hour and check if we have any internal range liquidity that we can target, which would be in that case that gap, which is just that 6 a.m. low. So if we go to the M5, which should be the execution time frame if we're trading from the hourly, this could have been a first entry, this could have been a second entry, which now looking at it on the hourly, I was like, why? I haven't looking on the hourly, but like on the M3, I was too focused on the M2 because I wanted to get an early entry. That was the first entry. I was like, nah, these are failure swings. I'm not gonna trade away from that level. I got my sweep, I got my break, never got the retest. So what is a PSP? PSP is a a precision swing point, which when we have, so the triad we have NQ, ES, and YM. These are the correlated assets. When we have, for example, an hourly candle closed on NQ bullish, on for example on ES also bullish, but on YM it closed bearish. So now this is a PSP. That shows that these markets are not really correlated, because that one is closing bullish, this one is closing bullish, this one is closing bearish. So now we have a PSP. That's also a Kraken correlation. That's a one type of Kraken correlation, either SMT or PSP. They're both types of Kraken correlation. So yeah, I think that was a beautiful session. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat, and I think I might just call it a day. No trades today, but it was a beautiful session. 2 hour on RB, 2 hour on missed, so 4 hour missed on a day, but again, it's a beautiful day. So, Rob-san, did you understand what a PSP is? So in that case, did we have any 4 hour SMT straight down? Yep, we did. Look at that. Look at that swing that was taken right there, which is right here. So we had SMT with the manipulation of a 6 AM high, and we can trade back into the low. Merchant Tom. So this is the SMT that was right there. So there was an SMT. And a stronger asset closed bearish first, so that shows a strength switch PSP. Because the stronger is supposed to close bullish, and it ended up closing bearish, plus the SMT. And the SMT was formed off of a really relevant swing, because that was Friday's high. So we got all the confluences for price to trade lower, and also the fact that the first hour of the 10 AM manipulated, and we also have these failure swings right here. Just look at how slow price was trading higher right there, just like trend line liquidity. So yeah, really looking at the AQ of that range. We traded back into the AQ, but look at that. This is advanced premium and discount. Now YM is into discount, while kind of ES is still premium. Let's see where NQ is at. NQ also is still at extreme premium, while YM is at discount. So this is also one type of Kraken correlation, because they should be synced. They should both kind of follow the same movement. But yeah, YM now is showing weakness after being the stronger asset. Now it's became the leading asset to the downside. What is the difference of TTFM, T-Trace fractal model, and GxT? GxT, basically you focus on one 4 hour candle and you try to profile the high of that 4 hour candle, and then you trade the expansion. While on the T-Trace fractal model, you just trade every swing based off the daily. So for example, we have a daily C2, then every bullish swing on that day, you will be trading it. So what you'll be doing in that day, whenever you see a C2 to the upside, for example, this C2, since the previous daily candle closed bullish, so now this day it supports bullish expansion, then whenever you see just a bullish swing, you would trade. So you could take a trade with this candle, on that candle. Also, we got a C2, now it gets flipped, so now this is C3, so you can trade that candle. So this is the difference. Instead of profiling one 4 hour candle, you literally trade every swing that's aligned with the previous daily closure. But again, you kind of follow the same thing with the 4 hour. If we get, for example, a 4 hour, let's see, if we get, for example, a 4 hour C2, then you just trade the M15 right there, forming the swing, and you trade the M1 for the execution. But like on GxT, you use the 4 hour, but you confirm the swing with the 30-minute or the hourly, and you trade the expansion of that 4 hour candle. But basically, what just happened? What the hell? What just happened? Oh my god. literally the screen was off for like 4 seconds. I don't know what happened right there. I don't know what happened right there. Can you guys still hear me? Let me check if the stream's still working. What's going on with my laptop? Can you guys hear me? Test. first of all, you're not asking too much, bro. You're here to ask questions, so don't say sorry. Sorry, I'm asking too much. As per the 4-hour candle profiling, we are trading C2. Is strength switch SMT not a must when trading C2 or 4-hour? Wait, let me read your question again. So this on other screen. It's a little bit small, so I'll have to print it and put it right there. Ctrl V. As per the 4-hour candle profiling, we are trading C2. Is strength switch not a must when trading C2 or 4-hour? Yep, it is. If depending on the context. Here we also have a strength switch. Why? Because as I said, the stronger asset is closed in bearish with a PSP. So why is the stronger asset closing bearish? So that's also a strength switch PSP. So we got the strength switch already on YM. That's why I preferred YM over other assets. Because here are the two types of SMT of strength switch. When we have this is a form of strength switch when we have price being weaker to then stronger. That's an SMT strength switch. Or we can have the weaker asset closing bullish with a bullish PSP, while on the other assets which are stronger are closing bearish. Why is the weaker asset closing bullish? Weaker closing bullish. Weaker supposed to close bearish. So that's also a form of strength switch, but it needs to be formed from an SMT. You need to have an SMT. So your SMT would be your first crack in correlation, and your PSP would be your second crack of correlation, which should confirm that strength switch. But if you have a two-stage PSP, that doesn't confirm anything because that shit's just a two-stage PSP. Sometimes it does confirm the strength switch, sometimes it doesn't. So because most of the time when we have a two-stage PSP, let me show you, because when we have a two-stage PSP, then most likely the stronger asset is what traded into the high. The stronger asset is what traded into the high, while the weaker asset kept that protected swing. So still, that stronger asset is still stronger. Let me show you real quick. So two-stage PSP either by the PSP itself or the next candle. Since we have, this is that PSP because this one closed bullish, this one closed bearish. We have that two-stage PSP because first stage is the PSP itself, and the second one is either an SMT with the previous candle or the next candle. So if we have an SMT with the next candle, then most likely the stronger asset traded higher and the weaker asset kept the high protected. So this is just a two-stage PSP. This is not a strength switch PSP. Because the stronger asset stayed stronger, the weaker stayed weaker. There's no strength switch. But if you put it, if you had a similar example to today, then yeah, that's a strength switch PSP. And that was a beautiful expansion. That was like a really beautiful expansion. We might even trade back into daily open, which is somewhere in here. Thanks, I have missed so many trades because of this. I see. Oh my days. Let's see RB. RB is failing to close below. Oh god. YM is just flushing. I might go back to daily open. Let's just wait and see. So yeah, I think there's nothing really that we can do now other than, yeah, it's 30 minutes. If we get like a swing right here just before taking out that range low, that would be beautiful. I mean, it's a late entry, but nonetheless, yeah. But hopefully I don't fuck up because I missed 2 trades. I might just, yeah, because I missed the first one, I missed the second one. My ego might be a bit high at that point. I'd be like, I can call the market, but then it can get humbled really quickly. So, how long did it take you to be profitable with GxT or with other GxT? It took me 4 months, 3 months. I literally just trade every day, and then it starts clicking day by day. Yeah, like four months, I guess, with GxT. But I've been trading for already 5 years and something, like 5 years and a half. I've already been trading for 5 years, so. Can you guys hear me? I think we're having some stream issues right there. Let me check if I have issues on the stream. I see that the stream was paused on the left screen. Let me check on my phone. Let me check if we got everything. Perfect. Can you guys hear me, right? You can guys hear me? Is the internet good? Let me check if everything's good. Alright, you can hear me. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so it just takes a bit of time. But yeah, you guys are lucky because you found GxT. How long have you guys been trading for? Like 1, 2, 3? If this is like your first or second year and you found out about GxT, I'm telling you, just focus on it. Forget about the inversions, forget about ICT, forget about all that shit. So just focus on, yeah, ICT is like a part of GxT, but yeah. Just focus on profiling one 4-hour candle. And I would advise you guys to trade the 10 a.m. candle, because by 10 a.m. the 8:30 news, which is a volatility driver, is gone. Also the 9:30. So now you're just trading a straight expansion. You're less likely to get manipulated. So that's why I advise trading 10 a.m. And yeah, YM is looking for that daily open right there. Oh my days. So that was a beautiful short. So yeah, I think price is gonna trade back into daily open right there. Let me see, where's the daily open. That's the daily open. Let's see if price is gonna get to daily open on YM, since now it's the leading asset to the downside. So yeah, just look how far the daily open is on NQ. Also on ES. Oh, ES is also flashing. Yeah. Also, ES is a little bit near to it. So now we have YM is the leading asset, ES is the middle asset, and NQ is the strongest asset. Like, I love this profile of manipulation of a 4-hour high and also a relative swing with a strength switch, with a PSP strength switch. That's literally the model. That's if we can get it similar trade every day, that would be crazy. If we can just get one high probability setup just like that one, like once a week, that would be beautiful, because that's 2R. In a month you'll have like 8R. If you got like 20 Apex account or whatever platform you're using, you can do the math. If you just risk $100 per trade, if you're just getting like $200 per trade, if it wins, like 8R, that's $800. 20 account, that's $16,000 a month. So with the split, like, that would be, I'm not sure, 14,000 or something. Yeah, 14,400. Yeah, if I do the math correctly. Let me check. 16.9. 16 multiplied by, I think that would be 14.6. No, 14.4? Yeah, my math is good. So yeah, that's the beauty of it. And you can have like a $2,000 drawdown or like $2,500, and you're literally just risking $100. So are you streaming every day? Yup. I'm trying. I'm trying to stay consistent, because you know when you're kind of streaming it, like it just puts a little bit of pressure. But yeah. like I'm on stream late, but I'm gonna start probably scheduling this stream at 9:45. Just after that, 9:30 open. And we still got like 15 minutes until the new 4-hour candle opens, so we can just go with the profile and everything, so we can have time to explain, and then we'll pick our which assets we want to trade, and then yeah, just go ahead and run it up. Probably I'll be streaming for like, depending on the day. Like for example, today I checked on. It shows here that I've been streaming for like an hour and 10 minutes. So can you price reverse in 1 hour? Point of interest, or yeah, of course. Wait, let me read your question again. Can you price reverse in 1 hour per hour? Yeah. Because just in that case. Because just now. But do you mean point of interest? OB / fair value gap, or also including highs and lows? Because I also see highs and lows as kind of point of interest for reversals. Because not really a point of interest, but a level that price can reverse off of. But yeah, every PD array is a place where price can reverse. This gap, price reverse from it. This low, price reverse from it. The high, price reverse from it. So yeah, but again, you just gotta put everything in context. Just don't start probably looking on 30 minutes and just like, oh, this gap is gonna reverse price higher now. You gotta have context. That's why the profiling comes in handy. When you're trying to just profile one 4-hour candle, like I don't care. After my trade, like for example, after that move, I don't care what price do for the next two hours. Like I wouldn't really care for like 12 a.m. candle and the 1 p.m. candle. I wouldn't really care the reversal, because I just try to trade either for price to form the low of the 10 a.m. and I want to trade that bullish expansion, or for price to form the high of the 10 a.m. and trade the expansion lower. Price took me out in 11:25 candle before a huge move. 11:25. So literally took you out that sweep, which I was waiting for. That's the sweep I was waiting for to happen, to occur, but look at that. We got the sweep, but we never got the entry. I look on M5. It was a clean opposing candle, not gonna lie. That was a clean opposing candle with the SMT right there. So let me see if we had like a PSP. No, we did not. But the PSP kind of got retested right there. So, but yeah, good trade, man. Did you close it for any profits or not? Let me check. Your entry was, if I do remember, it was a test swing, and you trailed, and it got taken out right there. So you closed at like 1.9 R, right? What happened? What the hell? What happens to my laptop? Oh, I see. Sorry, guys. Like my laptop's just I got a new keyboard. Okay, I just realized I got a new keyboard, and there's a button that is called sleep. And when I want to press the backspace, I end up pressing sleep. And since I'm having OBS open, it doesn't allow for price to go for Lauta to go for sleep mode. Okay. So yeah, real inner trades. We ended up missing that move, but I should have kind of stayed on M5. But let me again put them on my speaker. And let me run my Spotify. And guys, tell me if you guys want me to change the background music, and if you guys have any feedback on the stream, just let me know. If you guys want me to change anything or kind of add something to it, or if you guys have any feedback on the stream, let me know to make it better for you guys to learn more, and also to have like a fine, good session, like for it to not be boring and also be educational at the same time. So let me know, guys, if you have any suggestions for the stream. Let me know, and I will be happy to execute. Are you a full-time trader? Nope. You could say so, because I'm still 22 years old, so I'm still in university. So if you want to call it full-time, yes, but I'm still a student at the same time to decide. But I'm just a language student because I live in China and I'm learning Chinese now. So, but this is what I do for a living. So yeah. So is it possible to say like a full-time? Yes. You took my trade today? Nope. I was waiting. If you, I think you were in the stream earlier. You remember when I said like I really wanted to see a sweep before seeing a real move? That's what I think by 11:06. If you guys go back on the stream at a low 11:06, we got that closure, and I said I wanted to see a sweep before a real move is gonna happen, and yeah, it just fucked me up. Do you have Discord or Telegram? Nope. Just stream, just live stream. But yeah, like once we have like enough people tuning in the stream and we have like a bigger community, then I'm gonna open like a Discord. Again, everything is gonna be for free. I'm not gonna be charging anything. Cause yeah, I know how it feels because some people cannot pay for education. So I was at that point too, like back like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So I know how it feels. So that's why I'm just trying to be on stream. Just try to provide value live. If you guys have any question, I can just answer them in the chat. We can like look at real-time examples, real-time trades. I think that's what's gonna benefit you guys the most. Because if we just open a Discord, like everybody's gonna be sharing trade ideas and everybody's gonna be trading his own style. So I think it will not be beneficial unless maybe like I'll open a Discord and before you'll be able to join, you'll have to take some sort of like you'll have to watch some videos. That way we can all be on the same page, because somebody might just come in the Discord and ask different questions, or you might be having like a different strategy, and so yeah. That's why like I haven't opened it yet. So I just want to make sure like everybody gets value first, and then we can go into Discord. Yeah. How can I profile 4-hour candle? Oh, that's a really good question. How you can profile a 4-hour candle based off the previous candle? So these are three things. Let me see. Let's do it. How's the daily doing? So wait, let me make a good checklist that we can all have. That's literally how I go about the profiling. Oh my god, I did it again. I pressed sleep. Wait guys, wait 1 sec. Yeah, once you guys see this mark, this mark, you guys should realize that I pressed sleep again. So, first, daily. How's the daily opening? Does it support expansion or not? And how, like you can also look at the previous daily closure to kind of give you that confidence. For example, if the previous daily candle closes C2, that would make it easier for you to kind of anticipate that this current daily candle is going to be a bullish candle or a bearish candle depending on the C2 closure. Number two, how did the previous 4-hour candle close, which is the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle close. Oh my god. Brief 4-hour. What? How did the previous candle close? Okay, so the daily. If the daily supports a bullish expansion day, what you really want to see is previous 4-hour candle close is a bullish C2, something that should support higher prices, because most of the times you don't want to go against the daily, even though we did today, but we had like good reason, because we kind of manipulated a really relevant swing, because price just been ranging between Friday's high and low. So we're only going to be looking for trades once one of the size gets taken out. So that's the next thing. So you want to see how did the previous 4-hour candle close. 13 in. 13 is, do we have, bear with me guys, because literally this is my first time using that new keyboard. Do we have an open draw? Because yeah, we have the swing, we're aligned with the daily, but all the draws has been taken. So you go one by one. So if for example the daily is supporting a bullish expansion day, and you don't want to go against the daily. If the previous candle doesn't support like a bullish day, then what you do, wait for a new 4-hour. Because you go 4-hour by 4-hour. So once that previous candle doesn't support it, you either have to wait for the new candle, and you want to wait for a new swing to be formed, which would give us the low of the 10 a.m. candle, and we can trade away from it. But wait, this is not now. I'll go ahead and break them down more once we go through it. So, do we have an open draw? If yes, then we can check the last hourly candle of the 4 hour of the 6 a.m. 4 hour candle. So we want to check the last hour slash 30-minute candle within the 6 a.m. within the 6 a.m. 4 hour candle. And here where it gets here, where it kind of splits into three. Let's see if I got arrow right there. I don't have it. Put an arrow right there. So we got now 3 profiles. The first one is we have an open draw, we have buy side liquidity, daily support and expansion. We have a 4 hour C2. Now what do? We go to the last hour or 30 minutes within that 6 a.m., which is either the 9 a.m. hourly candle or the 9:30 30-minute candle. And we want to see if he has formed a swing in the same direction that the 4 hour close. So for example, the 4 hour close bullish. We want to see the recent swing is a bullish swing. So now what do? We just go to 3 minute or the 5 minute within the 10 a.m. and we just anticipate the price is going to expand directly since we're already aligned with the 4 hour daily. We have a swing, so we don't have to wait for a new swing to form on the 10 a.m. Okay, so that's the first profile. We have 4 hour and the 30 minute aligned. That's the first profile. So this is called aligned profile. So this is the aligned or the continuation. Let's just call it continuation. Continuation. I'm not really sure if I spelled it correctly. Continuation. I think it's correct, right? Yeah, it's correct. So the next one is reversal. Now which one is the reversal? The one we traded today. Why? Because even though the last one closed bullish, we took shorts. So we framed reversal off of, we either frame it off of a relevant swing or previous 4 hour candle high, which ideally you really want the price to kind of manipulate. For example, if the 6 a.m. closed bullish and you want the 10 a.m. to go down, you really want the price to kind of manipulate the 6 a.m. high. That's if we're not within, if price haven't like taken out a relative swing. So for example, in that case, on at 6 a.m. we really haven't traded into a significant high or low. So ideally we want the price to kind of either trade above the 6 a.m. high or kind of manipulate this high, which in that case it did both. And then you wait for an hourly closure. On a reversal profile, I wait for the hourly closure. I don't wait for the 30 minute because you get faked out a lot on the 30 minute. So I wait for an hourly closure. That's why I waited for the hourly here. If you wanted to take the 30 minute, which could have been right there, but again, look at this. The 30 minute closes C2, but like when the real move happened at 10:30, which was by that time a new hourly candle. So let's see if we could have been able to get like a trade right there. Look at that. We couldn't. That was the first change in state. I mean, you could kind of take that one, but still, you want to wait for a new hourly swing because now we're trading in reversal. Okay, so that's the next one, and the third one is the contradiction profile. This name I came up with myself, contradiction. So what happens in that contradiction is we have a 4 hour bullish swing, a 4 hour bullish C2, but the swing that was formed on the last hourly or 30 minute candle was a bearish swing. So now the 4 hour is not aligned with the hourly. So what do we do in that case? And that's the toughest to trade because you're kind of trading against time frames. So what do? So for example, let me see what happened. There was a day where we had that contradiction profile. Let me check. Was it Tuesday? Let me check. It wasn't Tuesday. Why? Yeah, it was this day. Nope, not this day. Yeah. This day. Literally this day. Okay. So let me go back. And I'm gonna run the replay mode. Start new. I'm gonna give you guys like a really last breakdown for the day, and then I'm gonna go. Okay, so let me show you guys what happened right there. So on that day, what do we have? So this is a C2, right? And this is a C3. So now what are we expecting the next candle to do? We're expecting the next 4 hour candle, which is the 10 a.m. candle, to trade also higher. But what do we see? Price traded above this high and also respected this gap. So again, okay, price is respecting a bearish PDA array, but it's telling me the next 4-hour candle is going to be a C4, a bullish C4. So what do? I go to the hourly. What do I find? A bearish swing, and not a bearish swing, an hourly bearish swing. Because if I want to trade reversals, I want to trade from an hourly swing. So what do we have? A manipulation already happened, and also price respected this gap. Let me make that blue, red. I'm not sure why it's not changing the color, but let's just change it manually. Let me just make it a little bit stronger. So what do we see? We have SMT. If I do remember correctly, with an SMT right there. Let me go on. Let's see. I'm supposed to go to NQ. Yep, we had an SMT. So look at that. We had SMT on ES2. We had SMT right there. But on ES is the weaker asset, respecting bearish PDA array, which is traded above a high. So now, which one is most likely to happen for the next 4-hour candle? Is it to support bullish expansion or bearish expansion? That's the contradiction profile. You see what makes most sense on that last hourly candle of the 6 a.m. candle. The last hourly candle formed a bearish swing, and it's not just a bearish swing. It had SMT. I think that was a PSP if I don't remember correctly. Let me check. No, not a PSP. So, and we also looking on 30-minute. I think we had a cracking correlation right there, if I do remember. Yeah, look at that. So from ES being from stronger to weaker, so the swing was at 9. The swing on YM was at 9:30. So what do we have? An SMT right there. The weaker asset turns stronger. So what do we have? A strength switch. So we already have a strength switch, which you asked already. Do we need a strength switch to trade reversals? Yes. So what do we have now? Bearish PDA rate is getting respected. We have a strength switch, and we have an hourly swing that supports it. And more than that, we have an open draw. We have these failure swings. So either we can trade at this low, or we can trade back into the daily open. But price is already trading in the daily open. And also, look at the daily candle. It's inside bar. So in that case, we're not really trading against it, because the high and the low are formed, and we don't know now which move is next. We're still trading within the previous candle trade. So now you can directly trade with the anticipation that the 10 a.m. candle is going to be most likely trading lower than higher. And what happened? The next hourly candle trade lower. What did it do? The next new invalidation level, because just when we get a change in state right there, what's the new invalidation level that should support the price higher? This gap. What happened to it? Kind of get inverse. So now which one is the next? Most likely the low. So if we take the next hourly candle, boom. So that's how we go about profiling. We're just gonna study the last hour and the last closure of the 4-hour, and also the daily, and then you can anticipate. So let's see if there was a good trade there. Probably the M3. Let's see if there was like a sweep. There was this, like here. It kind of happened the same as today, just left a gap. But like probably this high. But yeah, nonetheless, I don't care about entries, just care about profiling. Probably like on ES there was a good trade. Yeah, there was a trade here. At 10 a.m. this closure. This is a really good swing. Look at the swings. Really good swings. So yeah, that's how we go about profiling. What do? Just let me go back to what I was showing earlier. Go back to hourly, go back to the current PA. Remove select bar. Where is the text? Where was the text? I think it was on YM. The text, yeah. So these are the 3 types. Continuation. For example, last 4-hour candle closed bullish. The 30-minute formed an hourly swing, or a 30-minute swing aligned, and we have an open draw. Then you can trade directly. Reversal and contradiction. You see what makes sense. For example, if the 4-hour closed bullish, but we have a bearish swing, then most likely there's just going to be the pullback to form the low, and then we form a bullish swing. And then if that bearish swing wasn't formed off of something relevant, or it doesn't have any strength switch, then that bearish swing is irrelevant, and we can still the next 4-hour candle is still supporting high prices. So do you understand? Do you understand what I just explained? I think I should prepare slides instead of just going directly. I've been saying this for like the past 2 weeks since I started live streaming. I was just like, so yeah. I hope you understood what I mean, but yeah, I really gotta start making videos. But like my teaching style, maybe you guys, my teaching style is not the best, but yeah. So if I prepare slides and everything, that would be perfect. I would be able to kind of explain fluently because I would have examples ready to go instead of just trying to search for one now. So yeah, literally that's it. As easy as it is. This is all what you need. Oh my god, I pressed sleepy. One sec. I pressed sleepy again, wait. Okay. Yeah, okay, sounds good. So just screenshot this. This is the trading plan. That's all what you need, literally. So yeah, you guys should take a screenshot. Alright. Just remove this. If you guys need it, you can just go back and stream and rewind to that part. If you guys have any questions, just drop them in the chat and I would be happy to explain them. Thank you, no worries, man. You're welcome. So I think there's nothing real that's gonna happen right here. Probably kind of form a new swing. Ideally, I want to treat the 2 p.m. candle, just kind of into the lows. But yeah, after we see like a significant move, and just yeah, price probably is gonna be dry. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And tomorrow, see you guys at 9:45. Probably I'll start the stream tomorrow a bit early. That way we can go. Where do you live? I live in China. China, but I'm not Chinese. I'm learning Chinese here. I got my bachelor's degree from here, from China. Now I'm learning Chinese. So yeah, see you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and love you guys. Bye bye. See you guys. Take care.